Welcome everyone to our Hatha Yoga class. It's very great to see you. Our theme for our class is overall health. Physical health, mental health, emotional health. So we'd be doing a full body workout here with lots of strength poses, core poses, flexibility is going to help our heart health, stress relief, all the things that we really value. Okay, beginning our class, lying on our back, turning your head towards the front of the mat. Take the knees into the chest, give yourself a stretch, legs up into the air, back to take the knees in towards the chest. Place your right foot down, left foot down, take your feet wider than the hips, windshield wiper, knees side to side. Coming back to your center, take your ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Place one hand onto your chest, one hand onto your belly. Close your eyes. Okay. Here we do a head to toe check. Checking in with your mind. Do we have lots of thoughts? Is it busy? How are you feeling? In our physical body? There may be an ache or pain in different areas. Or you may feel at ease right now. Feel the rise and fall of your breath. Inhaling, draw your belly up towards the sky, your chest up, and the exhale, release. This is something I really like to do with my son, and he really likes to do it with me. He lies on my belly, my chest, and he likes to feel the rise and the fall of my chest and my belly. It is calming, relaxing. It's a nice connection. Mind, body, awareness, and connection to ourself, connection to our community, our yoga community. We release our hands from our chest, our belly, taking the knees in towards your chest here. Hold. Bring those legs back up into the air. Point, flex the feet. Bend through the knees, 90-degree angle at the knees. Place your hands, palms down towards the ground. Alternating heel drops to the ground. Use your Ujjayi breath, that breath inhaling and exhaling into the chest and belly. We draw the right heel down and exhale, draw up. Other side. Draw the navel towards the spine. Hold right here. Take the knees back into the chest. If you have a pillow or a block handy, place it between your knees. I'll just get my foam block here. Roll over to the side, place it between your knees. Come back to that 90-degree angle. Both heels will drop now. Engage your bandhas, draw the navel in, and heels come down to the ground and back up. Inhale, we go down. Exhale up. Hold up. Take both heels down to the ground and feet down to the ground. Coming into bridge, always looking up towards the sky. Keep your block or your pillow between your knees, palms down towards the sky, towards the ground, and draw pelvis up towards the sky. Inhale, draw your pelvis up, and exhale down. Keep going through these movements here, up and down. Nice little warm up here. Increasing our blood flow through our body, warming up. Improving our joint mobility. Inhale up and exhale down. That is our last time. Okay, taking both of the feet off the ground, back to the 90-degree angles, that block up. Place your hands, palms down towards the ground, wider now. So take them out further away from the body. Okay, use your bandhas. We draw our knees up and over to the left side, and then come back to the center, to the other side. Inhale, draw over to the side. Exhale, come back. Other side. Inhale, draw up and over. And exhale, come back. One more time for each side. And hold. Release your block. Bend the legs. Lace it down to the sides. Legs both come up. Okay. Palms a little bit closer towards the body, so draw the arms in. Take the right leg down to the ground and let it hover about an inch or two. And then switch legs. The leg comes down and then up. We use our breath. Inhale, take the leg down. Exhale up. Continue. Focusing on your breath. Ending off evenly. And legs up, knees back into the chest. Take the right foot down, left foot down to the ground. Cross your right ankle over top of the left knee, threading the needle. Wrap your hands around the left leg and take the foot off the floor. Draw the leg in towards the chest. We hold for threading the needle, figure 4. Flexible feet, take pressure off the knees, stretching into the right side of the hip. With the exhale breath, release the foot down to the ground, uncross, Take your left foot, cross it over top of the right foot, wrap your hands around the right leg and draw up, threading the needle on the other side, flexing both feet. Notice your breath. Lengthen your breath. With the exhale breath, taking the right foot down to the ground, both knees into the chest, legs up, stretch out those hamstrings, flexing both feet. Open up through the legs into a nice V. Legs come back towards the center, bend through the knees, take the right foot down, the left foot down to the ground, take the right arm overhead, roll over to the right side to fetal, and make your way up to all fours. Roll over to the side here and then all fours. We hold, spread the fingers out, make an L shape with the index finger and thumb, and gripping your mat just lightly with your finger pads. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, navel in towards the spine. We set ourselves up, look down to the ground. Okay. Hold here, into cow and then cat. Inhale, draw your heart up towards the sky. Movement is through the tailbone first, thoracic, cervical, and now cat. Cow. Keep moving through this flowing movement. Lots of flowing movements right now. Warming up our body. Come back to the neutral spine. Sit back into the heels, come up. And coming up and standing on your knees. Into camel. Take the hands into the small of your back, draw your fingers down, lift your heart up towards the sky, into a back bend, small back bend through the upper part of our back. We lift up. And slowly release to child's pose. And hold and curl the toes, sit back into the heels, arms forward, forearms by the side. Continue to hold child's pose. I need to make sure that I plugged in, yes, my computer, so I don't lose you. Continue to hold. Feeling grounded by having your forehead resting. Slowly come back up. Okay, improving our strength, our balance, our flexibility through this class, our heart health, back pain relief. All fours we hold. Take the right arm, bring it up to shoulder height and threading the needle through the left side. Turn your palm up to the sky and turn your body towards the left. Inhale, take your arm up, out, and exhale, release. Into the other side, we stretch your shoulder. Inhale, sweep your left arm up. Exhale, threading the needle. Take your palm up towards the sky. Let your head rests. Being present, noticing your breath. Noticing your body start to open up with your inhale breath. And exhale, release. With the inhale breath coming out, take your arm up to shoulder height. Exhale, take your hand down to the ground. Step your left hand out just a little bit wider than the shoulder. Inhale, sweep your right arm up And exhale, we draw our shoulder down, so stretching into the front of our shoulder and our chest. Take your palm down to the ground and turn your body towards the left side. Inhale, breath coming up. And exhale, take your hand down into the other side. So right hand wider than the shoulder. Inhale, sweep your left arm up. Exhale, take your shoulder down to the ground and turn, rotate your body to the right. Draw that shoulder down. Inhale, breath, leading us back up. Exhale, breath. Take your hands down. Okay, back into child's pose. You may want to see me at first. What I'm going to do, I'm curling my toes, sitting back into child's pose. And when I come into child's pose, I turn my palms up towards the sky. Your forehead is resting. And then when you are in child's pose, we'll alternate lifts of our arms up towards the sky. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we come down. So palms turning them up to the sky. This is a stretch into our shoulders. You will feel, we try it now. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Keep the forehead on the ground. It's a small lift. Slowly release, come back to all fours. Oh, so lovely. Okay, all fours. Step forward with the right hand, left hand into downward facing dog. Alternate knee bends. Getting a little movement through our hamstrings a little bit more here. Still warming up these hamstrings. At the beginning, we're warming them up. Now holding stillness, draw your heels down to the ground. Spread your fingers out. Bend through the knees, look to the hands, walk your feet forward, top of the mat. Ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Root yourself down into the ground. Let the head hang. With an inhale, come up to halfway, flat back. Exhale, release. We fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Continue to hold. We stand tall. Draw the tailbone down. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, Namaste A, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. The first sun salutation, bend from the knees, let the head hang. Inhale, come up to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, take your hands down to the floor, take your right leg back, left leg back into plank, chaturanga, jutting the body forward, take your knees down to the ground, elbows close to the waist. We draw our body down into the ground, uncurl the toes, inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Bend through the knees, look to the hands, walk the feet for top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, fold, head hangs. Inhale, engage your butt as we come all the way up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart center. One more time through. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, take your hands down to the ground, step back, right foot, left foot, plank. Jet the body forward, lower yourself down into the ground. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Inhale. Exhale, bend through the knees, look to the hands, walk the feet forward, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release, fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart center and stand tall. Bring your big toes together, coming into fierce pose, Bakusana. Draw the shoulders down, sitting down into a chair. Check that the knees are not passing your toes. So imagine there's a chair behind you and you're sitting back. Arms may come up overhead. And if you feel kind of any kind of twinge with your arms up overhead, just taking down the back to your heart, and that is just fine. Continue to hold. With the inhale breath coming up, exhale, hold. This time when we make our way down into fierce pose for the squat, we'll add a twist. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, sit down into the squat. Inhale, hold, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist your body over to the left side. Take the right elbow onto the outside edge. The right knee will want to jut forward, so pull it back. Line up your knees. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hold. On the exhale breath, make your way back towards the center. Take your arms down, bottom up to the sky, head hangs. Inhaling and exhaling, hold. With the inhale breath, make your way up to halfway. Exhale, release, hold. Inhale all the way up, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, sit back into the squat. Okay, inhale, hold. Exhale, twisting our body over to the right side, take the elbow onto the outside edge. This time the left knee will want to jet forward, so pull it back, line your heels up, square them. Continue to breathe. With the exhale breath, you twist back towards the center and take the hands down, head hangs, draw your bottom up. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale breath, make your way up to halfway. Exhale, release, hold. Inhale breath, all the way up, coming up, arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Stand tall, tailbone down. Take your hands onto the hips. Bend your knees, step or do a jump out with ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. You may do a shift and then bend through the knees. Step right back with the right foot into a big lunge. Okay. Let's do all 3 warrior poses. So here with our high lunge, arms up overhead, we inhale. Exhale, hold, come into a deeper lunge. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Exhale, continue to hold. Now inhale, Coming onto the heels, rotate on the ball of the foot, and your foot comes down into warrior three, or warrior two, sorry. Inhale, hold. Exhale. Come back into the high lunge. So rotate on the ball of the foot, and then nice big lift up into warrior three, taking the right leg foot off the ground, straightening both legs, toes down to the ground. Holding, 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 and then release, take your toes down and step in to the top of the mat. Okay, other side, let's try. Bend through the knees, big step back to a high lunge. So Vinyasa, a high lunge. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, sink down into lunge. Shoulders away from the ears. Coming into warrior two. We rotate on the ball of the foot, heel down, looking over your middle finger, right knee jutting straight and going straight ahead. Coming into warrior C, Vinyasa C. We come onto the ball of the foot and coming back into the high lunge, and then come into warrior three. Hold, flex both feet, or flex your foot. Both legs straight for both of them. And then we make our way down, so taking your foot down towards the ground and back to the top. Move one out. Let's straighten it. Okay. Nice. At the top of the mat, a little shift through our hips. We hold. Ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Bend through the knees. Step straight back with the right foot. Taking your heel down to the ground, so rotate on the ball of the foot. And now rotating on the left heel, take both of your toes, all of your toes face forward. Toes facing forward. We'll make our way down towards the ground. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward, bend through the knees to help keep the back straight. Make our way down to the ground. Place your hands so that they are in line, parallel with your feet here. Your head comes down to the ground. The goal is to have the crown of the head up down to the ground. So to help do that too, you may heel toe, your feet out, and then you'll be able to come a little bit lower. Slowly make your way up. Inhale, breath. Take your hands forward. Exhale, breath. Come up to halfway lift. Place your hands onto your hips and inhale, breath all the way up and into a small back bend. Exhale, release. Bending through the knees and step right into meet left, top of the mat, turn and shift through your hips. Whew. Nicely done. Into a high lunge again, stepping the right foot straight back. High lunge, hold. Take the knee down to the ground. Take your hands down towards the ground here. Let's scooch our knee back just a little bit more. I'd like us to get the stretch into the front of our quad, into those hip flexors. So to feel it into the front here of your hip, we hold. This is a little stretch you'll feel into the outside of the hip too. Come back to your breath. And a nice exhale. Stretching into our hamstrings. We sit back into the heel toe, left toes up towards the sky. We hold. With the exhale breath, hold a little bit deeper into the stretch. Inhale breath, make your way back up. Exhale, place your foot down. And we lift. So lift it back into a high lunge. You may want to scoot your knee forward and then lift back into a high lunge. And then step right to meet the left. Into the other side, bend the knees, step the left foot back. Big step back. We have our high lunge. Take the knee down. Okay. Hands down to the ground. You may want to scoot your knee back to get a deeper stretch into your hip flexors. Right to the quad. Now when we stretch into our hip flexors, it will help release our lower back. That's where the hip flexors, the attachment coming into the lower back there. Let's sit down a little bit more, pelvic tilt in towards the ground. Stretching into the hamstrings, so sit back into the heels, toes up towards the sky. We hold. And take the foot back towards the front. High lunge again, so you may want to scoot your knee a little bit closer to the top of the mat. And then we lift to a high lunge, arms overhead. And then step in to meet the right at the top. And hold. Into downward facing dog. We have a big stretch coming up into our hip. You may want to come into downward facing dog with me on your own time though, with a bit half of a Namaste. On your own time. We all meet in downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. Come onto the balls of the feet. Lift your right leg up towards the sky for three-legged dog. Bend through the knee and step onto the outside of the right wrist. Okay. Hold. Big stretch into the right side of our hip. For dragon, take your right arm, forearm down, left forearm down. You may be still on your hands here, or a deeper stretch is with the forearms coming down. Sink down a little deeper into the mat. Slowly make your way back up to downward facing dog. Step back. Three-legged dog for the other side. Left leg comes up and step onto the outside of the left wrist. Draw the hips down. Hands may be onto your mat or forearms down. Bring that deeper stretch into the outside of the pelvis. Slowly coming up. Anyone nauseous there like me? I was like, oh, my poor hips. Oh, all my stress there. Back into downward facing dog. Okay, hold. And then we bend through the knees. Lift the hands, walk the feet to the top. Inhale, come up to halfway, lift, flat back. Exhale, release, fold, your head hangs. And inhale, stick your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Okay, whew. Lovely. Feeling good? Relax to the shoulders. Making your way down to the ground. Let's do a Vinyasa Flow, clearing our the slate here. With the Vinyasa Flow, it's really nice for balance. Awesome balance poses coming up too on the ground. Okay, on your own time or with me. Walk, step, or jump the feet forward when you're in downward facing dog, and then come down to the ground. Take your legs forward, remove the fleshy part from your bottom, and hold. And stand by the sides of the body, ankles, knees, hips in line. Sit up tall. Draw your chin just a little ways into the chest. Head lifts. And through the right knee, the left knee, into boat pose. Take the right leg up, left leg up into the air. Hold underneath your knees into the knee pits. Lift your chest up towards the sky. Look at your big toes. Release your right hand, left hand, hold. And slowly hold back onto your knee pits. Take the right hand down, left hand down to the ground. Okay, let's stretch into front of our leg again. Left leg comes in front, right leg comes behind. We do that pelvic tilt. Lift up and a little rotation towards the left side. Relax your shoulders. Slowly release into the other side. Your pose. Take the left leg behind, right leg's in front, pelvic tilt. Get that stretch now. Front of the left thigh, hip flexors, add your rotation, rotating towards the right. Slowly make your way out to butterfly. Take both of the bottom of the feet together. We sit up tall. Inhale, breath, lift. Exhale, breath, fold. Open up your feet like a book and take your elbows down to the inner thighs. Fold forward. Head hangs. Inhale, breath, leading back up. Exhale, breath, release. Come on to the side of the body to all fours. Okay, next pose, it's crow pose, Bakusana. And it is a balance pose. It is definitely one that is the placement of your legs. So step forward with the right hand, left hand, and step forward with the right foot. Turn your toes out, turn the left toes out, and sit down. Okay. This is Halasana, like this when we're sitting in our low squat here. Bakusana, crow pose, taking the right hand down, left hand down to the ground. You may want to make a triangle with your index finger and thumb, or placing your hands down, finding just where it's comfortable for you. The inside of the right leg rests on the back of the forearm. And it's the same for the left side. Bakusana, we could do just first, just these little jumps here, or take your toes, come onto the toes of your feet and come forward, or you can do the little jumps. The goal will be balancing, taking your feet off the ground and balance. And then come back down, toes down. It's exciting. Then, if you want to do this with me, once we are in this pose, crow pose, we can do a jump back to plank. So you just come onto the toes, and then you can do a jump back to plank. You know, you want to try it. And then come back to all fours. Is that fun? Of course. Okay, all fours, release the toes. Sit back into child's pose. Your hands, palms may turn up towards the sky. Forehead rests. Come back to all fours. Toes down to the ground. Extend your right leg straight. Toes down towards the ground. Inhale, take your right leg and big arch. Exhale, take it down towards the ground. So big arch, come on to the other side of the left leg. Inhale, take your right leg back. Exhale, toes down. Try that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Engage your bandhas. Exhale and inhale. Release, take the knee in to the other side. Extend the left leg. Now, big arch, lift your leg up and over with the inhale breath. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, tap down. Release, sitting back into child's pose. Come back to all fours, toes down towards the ground. Here is one version of the next core movement we shall do. It is taking the right knee in towards the right elbow. You may come into plank, stepping forward with right hand, left hand into plank, a full plank, and then take the knee to the right elbow, and then alternate sides. So all fours or the full plank. You may also hold a plank with your forearms down to the ground. One more on each side. Back into child's pose. Release. Come back to all fours. I'll just show you another version that you may want to do on your own. So when we are in plank, you come into downward facing dog, then you come forward. It's actually just, it takes more pressure off your wrist when you do it this way. So downward facing dog, and then come to plank, and the knee comes into the elbow, and then to the other side. We could do that one next time too. It's a little bit taking pressure off the wrist so you're not pressing down the whole time. Okay, to the side of the body, we roll over, then onto our back. Hold here. Dead bug is the next core movement. So lots of core strength, flexibility, balance that we've been working on. Both legs up into the air. You may have your knees bent too. We can try it this way first, and then I can show you the other versions. Let's challenge ourselves here first. Opposite arm, opposite leg, extending away from the body, and then pull back. Start with the right arm, left leg. Inhale, lengthen away. Exhale, pull back. Into the other side. With the knees bent. You may alternate heels down towards the ground like we did at the beginning. And one more time on each side. We release, knees come into the chest, give yourself a squeeze. Plow pose. Take the feet down to the ground. Actually do bridge first and then plow pose. Palms down towards the ground. This bridge we hold. I'm going to use my block again. Place it between my knees. You may use your block or a pillow. It takes pressure off the lower back when you do use something between your knees to hold. Okay, bridge. Draw the pelvis up towards the sky, always looking up. You may walk your shoulders underneath and hold onto your hands. Taking your palms closer together will be more of a stretch into the shoulders, so opening up more into the shoulders. Slowly releasing your hands, walk your shoulders back out. And taking your pelvis down to the ground, knees in the chest, give yourself a squeeze. Your lower back settle into the ground. Taking feet down to the ground. You may have your block between the knees still. Place one hand onto the chest, one hand onto your belly. Inhaling, opening up, exhaling, release. Our next pose is Plow Pose. You may do Plow Pose with me, with the legs coming up and over past your head. Your choice, or you may remain here. If you want to watch too to see what it may look like, please do so. I'll keep the block between my legs. I take my legs up, and then peeling my spine off the ground, taking my legs up and over. You may hold onto your lower back, so walk your elbows underneath and bring your legs up and over, toes touch the ground. And then take the legs back. You may release your hands, and one vertebra at a time, making your way back down to the ground. Release. Down to the ground. Move the block. Knees back to the chest. Lift your legs up and over to the left side. Arms in line with the shoulders. Turn your head the opposite. I'm going to place my left hand onto the outside of the right knee, pressing down. Stretch a little deeper into my spine. And turning it back to the center. Use your core strength. Initiate from the movement from your core. Up through the legs, and then lift your legs up and over to the right side. Arms again in line with your shoulders. Turn down opposite way. Head turning back to the center. Legs being pulled up with your core. Back to the center. Knees come into the chest last time. Take the right foot down, left foot down to the ground and hold. You may do whatever else that you may need. You may do a little movement or another pose before Shavasana. So finding what that you need for yourself. It could be give yourself hugs, maybe a windshield wiper through our knees, side to side. What we did at the beginning. Always good to do those little twists. For Shavasana, you may lie on your back, knees bent, legs straight, legs up the wall. Find what you need for yourself right now. You may come into a seated pose. Nice to have a blanket now, covering our body, Nice and warm. We close our eyes. Our lips part, and we feel our facial muscles relax. Feel your body relax. Feel your tension soften. Stress melting away and letting go. Feeling happy, feeling calm. I will call you back when it is time. Slowly coming back. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Notice your breath. To the side. If you're lying on your back, roll over to your right side to fetal, bending your knees. Take the right arm overhead, going over to the right side to fetal. Take a moment and then make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Hands to your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your practice. Letting yourself feel this relaxation through your whole body, mind, calm. Thank you. Namaste.